Welcome, everybody. We're coming into you nice, large, piping hot, and steamy because there is some transfer news that has broken. We've got a João Mario, and I mean not the bald one, as you can see here, the one with a full head of hair, and Mario-Costa Swap deal has been confirmed to happen, and it is happening. And here to dive in and break it down and see what the bloody hell we got here is the Daves and the Dash.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, it shook me too. Get in the comments when you heard João Mario. Did you think the older, balder dude? Because I did initially. It is not the case. Dave, how about you?
For me, I knew which one, but
You knew right away.
He's a man of culture. He knows.
One of us knew. One of us of the three at least knew what was up.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's not a swap deal. They're labeling it as a swap deal. It's actually two separate transfers. So,
plus Valenza.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So Costa is leaving for 15 plus 1. Mario is being bought for 12 by Juve. So there's immediately a plus 4 there. So a 3 plus 1 going Juve's direction. However, since they paid 13.8 for Costa last year, and now that's a return of 2.2. So you're getting 6.2 million in the books. So a little bit more than like just the 4 people are looking at. It's 6.2. So that's how the banking's going. Sal, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong. He is our resident accountant. But those are the numbers in play. 5-year, 2 million as well, I should say, in terms of salary.
We are looking for the small profits, right? Like you turned a player that you bought for essentially what you're buying João Mario now for, and flipped him for a couple of million more, man. In a position where on which I said last week that it's so replaceable. Like we don't have excellent wingbacks / fullbacks, so yeah,
So he's getting a bit of a raise, 960,000 euros. So reported at that 2 million. We were paying Costa 930,000. So it does actually hit us in the books by about 1 million more per season. So take that into account as well. Also, there's about a 4-year age gap, 3 years, 9 months between Mario. Mario's 25, Costa is 21.
Yep.
When I'm recording. So do those numbers make sense? I think they kind of do, because as you said, the position's kind of replaceable, and we'll get into the details here in a second. But you're selling off a prospect for a bit of cash and just replacing him with somebody that might just suit the system a little bit better than what you have.
Yep.
But we'll look at those numbers. So, what do you want first? F-Bref?
Hey, whatever you like. I have everything ready.
We got the F-Bref because we like to look at the green bars. And he's got a few of them.
And all of them offensively.
And that's the key.
That's the key.
How does that work in?
Look, he is essentially, and I have his heat map ready as well. So if you mind me, because it fits, fits nicely together. Look, very much going across this line. That is what Alberto Costa or Savona weren't doing. Like Savona was stopping here, center pitch, and Costa like stopped here where his yellow is, but João Mario like keeps going to that edge of the box, getting passes in, crosses in, and all of that. And like he's running up and down like very heavily along these lines. His defensive stats, now we can go back to yours, aren't the greatest, honestly.
No.
But he contributes very, very heavily. Offensively, and that is what we basically got him from, because we didn't get any wing production last season. Like whatever we scored was, I don't know. Also, let me correct that. Sometimes we had a bit of magic from Conceição, for example, or Thuram that was bulldozing forward, but we barely got like offensive contribution from our wing backs, like especially if Cambiaso wasn't playing. So this helps us out in a creative sense. It will give us an offensive output. He will find players if they're up there, like he will find the striker or whoever is cutting into the box. So that might just work out. And like defensive contribution, you may maybe Bremer, for example, will take a lot of the defensive burden, and whoever is playing right next to him can cover that space, for example. And even if he doesn't, if he's not the most physical defender or not good at tackles and all of that, like he still runs down and covers people. Like and he at least does that. And yeah, like we get him for offense. Like we don't need to kid ourselves that he will be a defensive genius.
You can see it in the graph here, right? And the blue is now Costa. It should be noted, I'll take Costa out just to look at the map. So green now is just the average in his position. He's this orange. Not very good. If you go back past couple years, he's much better and close to or beating the standard. So he's coming off a bad year, I guess we could say, right? And that's people's biggest holdback with him is he has had a bad year. He's been with Porto like from the beginning, from the youth. It could just be one of these situations. He needs something fresh. Maybe this is it. Just saying. I'm just trying to put a silver lining here, right? Because people are kind of wondering why exactly well, one bad year. How many people have had a bad year and have bounced back from it, right? And this is gonna this poses a bit of another question. He's now being paired potentially with somebody like Chico, with somebody on that wing that's gonna perhaps work off of him as well. Is this something you see happening? Like maybe a Chico?
They know each other. They play together, man.
Both Portuguese, yeah. They're like yeah.
Like
Porto.
literally a year ago before Conceição joined, they played together and they were pretty good together as a duo on the right side. And a year ago, Mario's market value was 15 million, so he lost 5 million last season. And maybe it will help him, like you're saying, to play off of Conceição. Maybe they have that understanding. Both are Portuguese, both come from the same club. And yeah, I think it may help him. Like if this doesn't help, I don't know what will. But honestly, this is one of those market opportunities you have to try. Like why not? You made a little bit of cash on Costa just within a year, and you need a replacement. So this is the guy we got, and I don't mind it, man. For cheap, that's an okay deal.
Chip, we're making money on the deal. Now maybe a bit of tinfoil hat. I'll pose this question as well. I just saw this comment brought up on, I believe it was X, and it got me thinking. We just made a deal technically with Porto for Chico, finalizing that, paying them 32 million, 42 million total.
Yep.
Is this a bit of kickback, perhaps, or is this just a straight up fair deal? Like it seems fair,
Could be a little bit of both.
but maybe a bit of both.
In the end, we weren't in the room, right? But most of the time, it's not a coincidence if you deal for one player and then all of a sudden you do another deal with the same team for different players. Like there's always like if there's smoke, usually there's fire. So if this deal all of a sudden came out, I bet it was a topic as well in the negotiations for Conceição. Like that stuff gets mentioned.
Mhm.
Like I bet they talked about both while they were negotiating that. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be like something tinfoily where they say, okay, all right, we pay that for this deal, you pay that for this deal. Conceição, all right, you pay market value basically, or you pay the release clause and all of that. And therefore we give you this guy for cheap. It doesn't need to be or maybe that's not the case necessarily. In the end, we don't know, but for certain it was talked about.
There's always things behind the scenes that we're not privy to, but I just want to kind of layer that into the storyline as well, because it is more than just the numbers and the stats here. There's a business relationship that's happening between Juventus and Porto, and that certainly helps move things along. And one of the complaints, even from Tudor, but from the fans, is that it has not, the Mercato has not moved quickly enough. So, I mean, this is a thing. This happened. You count it. It was probably rolled into the whole business negotiations to help expedite the deal in the end. So take that for what it is.
Yeah. And also if you do swap deals like this, that usually means that you have a good relationship with the club as well, because usually if you have a bad relationship and if you're a negotiator that winds other clubs up and all of that, then you wouldn't have gotten this deal, essentially. So there has to be some sort of a relationship that works, and I think that's okay. Like keep your relationships and yeah, keep that cool, because you may need it in the future as well.
So I'm going to dive more into how this is going to work with Juve now. So just to bring up transfer market quickly, we can see he plays all along the right side. He was kind of forced further back into that right back role, as happens with certain wingers, that don't cut the mustard, if you will.
Yep.
He's not. He didn't grow up as a full out right back. He is now labeled as one. That's what he's playing. That's also partly due to his decline. However, working this now into Tudor's system, as you were saying, you need that offensive output. What I've noticed from him is that he is not afraid to put deliveries into the box, whether they're wide, a bit further up the pitch. It doesn't matter. He's looking for that target man. I mean, we got Jonathan David now that it's going to be attacking the box. That might be a good link up there.
Yep.
But he's unselfish. He's always looking to make that pass. Something that's a trait, honestly, that we need. Again, working off Chico, if he can release Chico off on a run out on that right side, again, I think that might just work out. But he isn't a full out right back. We're likely playing with wing back. So once again, Alberto Costa, maybe more of a right back, defensively minded. Tudor, this is a Tudor signing. Costa was a Thiago Motta signing. So
I genuinely think, I don't want to interrupt, but I genuinely think Alberto was just a Gentili signing. Like,
or just sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because Motta would have liked like some offensive contribution as well.
Yes, no, for sure. I mean, that was a pretty cheap and easy pickup. Nobody really complained about it. It added depth, 13.8 million paid. No big deal. But here, I mean, this is a hypothetical setup. We still don't know exactly how it's going to look. I'm going to assume a 3-man back, one way or the other, with wing backs. Easy. He goes into that right wing back role. I don't think there's much discussion in where he's going.
So incredible without Deuce on there. Oh.
Yeah, this is going to change. I have this labeled as Juventus preseason. So
He's not even on the graphic.
Oh,
yes. Oh.
But again, you got Chico right up here. Link up, or maybe a ball a little bit deeper into David. Maybe there's a Colombian.
It's going to be over
back here at Yildiz.
It's going to be overlaps. I mean, Conceição and Mario are going to overlap with each other. Mario probably cut in.
Very, very heavily.
Yeah, very heavily. There's going to be overlapping. Conceição might go wide. Mario might go in more. The other way around, vice versa. There's going to be so much movement, so much flexibility with it. And it looks like I kind of get a gist on what Tudor wants to do is I'm going to leave defense to Gatti, Bremer, Cabal, Thuram, and Locatelli, and everyone else fucking attack. That's kind of what it looks like that game plan is going to be. Whether it works will yet to be determined. But I think that's kind of what it is, right? He's using fast, aggressive offensive players to press and win the ball and start quick counterattacks in the opponent's third. Will it work? I don't know.
That's the question, right?
If
We'll
he gets
see.
if he gets found out, the team's kind of screwed because there's no plan B with what you're doing in that setup, and there is no versatility in that setup either, mind you. So either this works or it catastrophically flops.
I don't think it will catastrophically flop. Like this transfer will not be the reason we will flop catastrophically. What
Can't
is
see that.
still my issue, like overall with the team, is honestly passing, quick build up.
Yeah, I don't think this is the transfers what's the determination
No.
of the flop or not. I
Yeah.
think it's just more so how he plays it.
Yeah. But his sort of play, Dave, if you want to get the FBref numbers up again. Did I call you David? Dave.
No, he
That
said
is my
Dave.
name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever
I
works.
know, but it's weird, man. Everything like progressive passes, we barely get that, right? Progressive carries, successful take-ons, like he will take others from the dribbles. I guess progressive passes. He's very good in playing off of a winger, maybe connect decently with the midfielders. My only issue is, do we have the passing skill from the midfielders to do something with the passes they receive from him?
Nope.
But overall, like his offensive contribution is brilliant, man. You always have, of course, the question of will it translate from the Portuguese league, because as you see down there, like that league is one of the next 14 competitions, so to say, and not counted within the top 5 leagues. So his stats are compared to those leagues as well. So that maybe inflates them a bit, but it's still what it is, right? Like he's very heavily involved in the passing game. He's carrying the ball a lot, and he is honestly also pretty sure with his passing. Sorry, pass completion 80% for, if you think about how high he is up the pitch. That's also pretty good. Like to be there at 80%. So I don't mind, man. I think it's good.
Looking at these numbers now, I just want to pose this last question and also to the comments as well, because, and again, just
Yes,
humor
Dave.
me. I'm going to throw down the term Moneyball because of all the deals that I have seen this club do and the amount of times Moneyball has been thrown around incorrectly. This is the one time I think we might be able to actually shoehorn it in a little bit, because you actually made money in this deal. So it's there's the money part. But looking at the stats, he's really good at certain things and then clearly not good at other things. You're finding a guy that fits a niche and you're getting him cheap and you're putting him in a spot and making him do a very specific job. Am I off my rocker here, or does this kind of make sense?
Nope, it makes sense. He's a specialty player. Like he has one trait, or he has multiple of traits, but those are accumulating to a good offensive game, which is what we were struggling at, right? Like we weren't terrible defensively on our wings. Like we were bad like centrally. So you maybe give up somewhat of your wingback defensive capability, but you may be able to boost that with Bremer centrally again. So it's a trade-off. And who says maybe we get another fullback as a cover, right? Because in my opinion, still Savona should move centrally, and that leaves honestly João Mario the only capable right back / right wing back on our current roster. So maybe there's room to do something still.
We will see. But otherwise, I want to hear what everyone else has to say down in the comments. Stash, take us away.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on
That was
this
good.
deep dive on this, and make sure you like and subscribe. And on that note, we will catch you later.